Welcome to this first revision class, WAEC. For those people that are preparing for WAEC, this will be of great help to you. So we are starting the revision with fractions, decimals, percentages, and approximation. I'm using the new general mathematics for SS3. If you open towards the middle of the textbook, you have revision section in that textbook, and the revision is arranged according to the current WAEC syllabus. So all the questions in this revision will be taken from that textbook. If you have the textbook, you can follow along, and if you don't have all the WAEC questions in that textbook, I'll do my best rather to solve all of them here to help students that are preparing for WAEC examination. So let's start with the first question on fractions. And this question is asking us which is greater, 5/6 or 7/8. This question is on ordering fraction. That is arranging fraction in ascending or descending order. So when we order fractions, we can either order them from the highest to the lowest, which we call descending order, or we can also order them or arrange them from the lowest to the highest, which we call ascending order. And there's a detailed tutorial on that, which I will leave the link in the description of this video. If you don't know how to order fraction, you can go and take that very tutorial. So the question again says, which is greater, 5/6 or 7/8? To do this, my approach is to look for LCM of these two fractions, that is LCM of 6 and 8, which is 24. Then multiply each of the fraction by 24 and compare the results. The highest result will give me the fraction that is greater. So LCM of 6 and 8 is 24. I'll multiply the first fraction, which is 5/6, by 24. 6 here 1, 6 here 4. 4 times 5 is 20. That is for the first fraction. The second fraction, 7/8, again multiplied by the LCM, which is 24. 8 here 1, 8 here 3. 7 times 3 is 21. So I compare the two results, 20 and 21. 21 is bigger than 20. Now which fraction give me 21? The last fraction, which is 7/8. So since 21 is greater than 20, that means the fraction 7/8 is greater than the fraction 5/6. That is that for example number 1. Example number 2, we are to evaluate two whole number 1/6 plus three whole number 3/5 divided by one whole number 1/8. If we apply BODMAS to this, which stands for brackets of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction, that means we are going to solve this expression inside the bracket first, because bracket take precedence. Bracket of division, that is BODMAS. So in bracket, this means anything in bracket, solve it first before you go to division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So if we apply that rule, first of all, let me convert all of these mixed numbers to improper fractions. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. So 13/6 plus 5 times 3, 15. 15 plus 3, 18/5 divided by 1 times 8 is 8 plus 1, 9. 9/8. So as I said earlier, we are going to solve the expression in brackets first. In doing that, when one fraction divides another fraction, the sign of division will change to multiplication. And when that happens, we multiply by the reciprocal of the second fraction. So I will have 13 over 6 plus 18 over 5 times 8 over 9. Let me reduce this fraction. 9 here 1, 9 here 2. I will have 13 over 6 plus 2 times 6, 2 times 8 rather is 16 over 5. Now, when adding fractions, if their denominators are not the same, we look for LCM of the denominator. And LCM of 6 and 5 is 30. 30. I will divide 30 by 6. That gives us 5. Multiply that 5 by the numerator. 5 times 13 plus 30 divided by 5 is 6. We also multiply that 6 by the numerator here. 6 times 16. And that will be 5 times 13. Let me use a calculator to be fast. 13 times 5, 65 plus 6 times 16, 96. 96 divided, 65 plus 96 divided by 30. Let me add these two numbers, 65, 161, 161 over 30. And 161 over 30 is 5 whole number, 11 over 30. That is how to solve a question like this. Let's move on to more example. Example 3 says evaluate 6.2972 times 0.251 correct to 3 decimal places. Remember, this is WAEC, and WAEC allows us to use calculator. So there's a way we can do this without using calculator, but since calculator is allowed in WAEC, there's no point wasting our time with trying to do it without calculator. So let me do this with calculator right away. So 6.2972 multiplied by 0.251 is 1.58580 5972. But the question says to 3 decimal places. So we count until we get to 3 decimal places, 1, 2, and 3. Let me put a line there. Now the next number to the position of 3 decimal places is 5. Remember, to round off number to a given number of decimal places, the rule is any number between 1 and 4 round up to 0. Any number from 5 to 9 round to 1. So here we have 5 next to the position of 3 decimal places. So we are going to round this 5 to 1, then add that 1 to the next digit, which is 0 in this case. 1 plus 0 is 1. So our answer is 1.581 to 3 decimal places. So if, I will leave a link to a tutorial on rounding off numbers. That is to a given number of decimal places and significant figures, all of that. That is approximation, which is of course part of this revision. So there is a detailed tutorial on approximation, rounding off numbers and all of that, which I will leave a link in the description. So let's move on to the next question. So find the value of 2.25 times 7.5 divided by 4.5. Like I said earlier, WAEC allow the use of calculator. So with question like this, there's no point wasting our time trying to do it without calculator. So I will use a calculator because we can do this without calculator by removing all of this decimal number. And to do that, you multiply by power of 10 or multiples of 10 based on the number of decimal places. So if I am to remove this decimal number here, you can multiply by 100 to remove that, then multiply this by 10, multiply this by 10 also. But if this is why you can use a calculator to do that. This calculation right away. So 2.25 multiplied by 7.5 equal to 16.875. 16.875 divided by 4.5. Then divide 4.5, 3.75. 3.75. Do they specify any number of decimal places? No. So 3.75 is our answer to this question. Let's move on to the next one. The next one says convert 55 euros into naira if 1 pound is equal to 1 euro and 1 pound is equal to 240 naira. So it is important to understand the symbol for this currency. This is pound, this is euro. Now the question or the value given to us is in euro, but they will give us a relationship between pound and euro, and then they want us to convert these to naira. So we need to convert these 55 euros to pound first, because the relationship is between pound and naira, not between euro and naira. So converting 55 euro to pound, 1 pound is equal to 1 euro, 1.2, 1.20 euro. That means S pound will be 55 euro that is given to us there. To get the value of S, we cross multiply. So S will be 55 euro. Let me put the symbol there. S will be, I'm cross multiplying to get the value of S, will be 55 euro multiplied by 1 pound all over 1.20 pound, 1.20 euro rather. Euro will cancel euro. So 55 divided by 1.20, 55 divided by 1.2 is 45.83 approximately. 45.83. Let's convert this now to naira. This is in pound now. And they say 1 pound is 240 naira. So if 1 pound is 240 naira, then what would be 45.83 pound? Let it be X. Cross multiply. S will be 45.83 times 240 naira. 45. Okay, the number is still here on the memory of the calculator. So let me just multiply this by 240. 240 or 11,000 naira. So 11,000 naira is the answer to this. Let's move on. Question 6a, example 6. When the length of a spring is increased by 8%, it becomes 351 millimeter long. What is its original length? There are two ways I can approach this. I said the length is increased by 8%. After the increment of 8%, the length becomes 351. That means 8% plus 100%. 100% with the original length is 108%. That means 108%, sorry, it's supposed to be 108. 108% of the original length is this 351. So if the increment gives us 351, then what will be 1% of the original length? 1% of the original length will be 351 divided by 108. 351 over 108. That will give us 351 divide 108, which is 3.25. That is 1%. So if 1% is 3.25, what will be 100%? 100% will be 3.25 times 100. With 1% is 3.25. Therefore, 100%, which is the original length, as I said earlier, will be 100 times 3.25, which is 325 millimeters. So the original length is 325 millimeters. Then we'll move on to another question. So when a chair is sold for 5,580 naira, the profit is 24%. What should be the selling price to make a profit of 28%? 124% of cost price is equal to 5,580. Why is this so? It says when a chair is sold for 5,580, the profit is 24%. Now, meaning the cost price is 100%, the profit is 24. 100% plus 24% is 124%. So 124% of cost price is this price that the car is sold for. Then the question says, what should be the selling price to make a profit of 28%? If we are to make a profit of 28%, again 100% plus 28% is equal to 128%. 100% is the cost price, 28% the profit. So add the profit to the cost price to arrive at the price. So 128% of cost price is equal to 128 divided by 124 multiplied by this price here, 5,580. 128 divided by 124. 1.03222. Then multiply by 5,580. That gives us 5,760. So to make a profit of 28%, the chair should be sold for 5,760 naira. 5,760 naira. And example 8, Musa sells a second-hand car to Ali and makes a profit of 10%. Ali then sells the car to Amina for 250,800 naira, making a loss of 5%. How much did Musa pay for the car? Now, if Musa sells the car and make a profit of 10%, that means Musa paid 100% over 110 of what Ali paid. And Ali, who sells the car to Amina for 250,800, making a loss of 5%. A loss of 5% will be 100% minus 5, which is 95%. So Ali paid, all right. So Ali paid 100 over 95 of what Amina paid. That is the case. And what did Musa pay? Musa paid 100% over 110 of the price that Ali paid. So Musa paid 100 over 110 of 100 over 95 of what Amina paid. And that will be 100 over 110 times 100 over 95 times the price that they paid, which is 250,800. That is the price that Ali sells the car to Amina. Let's reduce this fraction. So let's put all the number in calculator and divide right away. So 100 times 100 times 250, 800 is 250, 8, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Just add 1, 2, 3, 4 to them. Then divided by 110 times 95. 104.50. 250, 800, 1, 2, 3, 4, divided by 104.50. That is 240,000. 240,000. That is our question 8. Now 9 says find the rate of simple interest in percent per annum at which 14,200 will amount to 29,536 in 12 years. There are two ways to do this. So first of all, we need to get the interest here because they said find the rate of simple interest in percent per annum at which 14,200 will amount to 29,536 in 12 years. We know that amount is equal to principal plus interest. Amount is principal plus interest. Then the amount, according to the question, is 29,536 equal to the principal is 14,200, then plus interest, which we don't know. Collecting items, 29,536. When this 14,200 crosses equality to this side, it becomes minus 14,200 equal to interest I. Let's subtract that. 29,536 minus 14,200 is 15,336. So interest is 15,336 naira. Now the question says we should find the rate of simple interest percent in percent per annum. We know that simple interest I is principal times rate times time over 100. So 15,336 is equal to principal, which is 14,200 as given in the question. 14,200 times rate, which is what we are looking for, then times time is 12 years. 12 years over 100. 0 will cancel these zeros here. That means 142 times 12. 142 times 12. 1704. So 15,336 is equal to 1704 R. Dividing both sides by 1704, R will be 15,336 divided by 1704. 15,336 divide 1704 is 9%. So R is 9%. Okay. That is that for example 9. And example 10, a family borrows 2.5 million naira at 12% per annum compound interest to buy a house. They pay back at the rate of 0.5 million naira at the end of each year. How much do they still owe at the end of 3 years? For the first year, the principal, first year, principal is equal to the amount they borrow, which is 2.5 million naira. That is 2,500,000 naira. Now, 12% interest on that will be 12 over 100 times 500,000. A zero will cancel. 12 times 25,000. 1, 2, 3 is 300,000. 300,000. When we add that is the interest for the first year. We add it to the principal so that we get the principal for the second year plus 500,000 is 800,000. 100,000. So that will be the principal for the second year, and is the total amount of money owed for the second year. But they are paying what? I said compound interest to buy house. They pay back at the rate of 500,000. That is 0.5 million is 500,000 at the end of each year. So the amount they paid, first payment, let's call it that one. First payment is 500,000. Will be 2.3. As the amount owed or the principal for the second year. Second year principal is equal to this. So how much are they going to pay in that second year? Remember, how much is the interest rather on this very amount they are owing now? So 12% of that of 2.3 is 12 over 100 times 2.3 23000 times 12 276,000 naira will be the interest for that year. The interest for that year or for that amount. So if that is the interest, let's add this 276,000 and plus this second year principal plus 2.3 plus 2.3 that is 257600. The third year principal or total owed, total owed will be 2576000. Did I get that correct? Yes. That is the total owed. Then out of this, there is a repayment of 500,000. Repayment of 500,000. So subtracting 500,000 from that minus 500,000 is 207. So that third year principal is third year principal is equal to, what was the answer there? 207,600 or 6,000, 207,600. That is the third year principal. Then 12% of that is to know the interest they will pay in that third year. 12% of interest for that year is 12% of 207,600, which is 12 over 100 times 207,600. 20 cancel out. 12 times 207,60. The interest for that year is 249,120. 249, 120. Mean total owed will be, we're going to add this interest now to the principal for third year plus 207, 6,000. That is 232, 5120, 232, 5120. That is the total owed for the third year. Then they made a repayment of 500,000. Repayment of 500,000. So minus 500,000 minus 500,000. 182,5120. So at the end of 3 years, they owe 182,520. That is the total owed at the end of 3 years. And for the last question in this class, we have several fractions here. Excuse me. And the question says evaluate the following. The first one, let me move it down a little to ask us to work. The first one we have 2 whole number, 2 over 3 plus 1 whole number, 1 over 2. Let me start here. 2 whole number, 2 over 3 plus 1 whole number, 1 over 2. Let's first of all convert this mixed number to improper fractions. 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 plus 2 is 8. So 8 over 3 plus 1 times 2 is 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 over 2. When adding fractions, if the denominators are not the same, we look for the LCM. So the LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. And we divide the LCM by the denominator, multiply the result by the numerator. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. I'm going to multiply that 2 by the numerator, which is 8. So 2 times 8. Then plus this plus right here. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Again, we multiply that 3 by the numerator, which is 3. So 3 times 3 in that case. 2 times 8 rather is 16 plus 3 times 3 is 9 over 6. 16 plus 9 is 25. So 25 over 6. And 25 divided by 6 is 4. That is 6 times 4 is 24. Meaning 25 divided by 6 is 4 remainder 1. And we write that as 4 whole number 1 over 6. That is for question A. And for question B, we have 5 whole number 1 over 3 minus 2 whole number 7 over 8. Converting this mixed number to improper fractions. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 plus 1 is 16. So 16 over 3 minus 2 times 8 is 16. 16 plus 7 is 23. 23 over 8. Again, these fractions have different denominators, so we need to look for the LCM. The LCM of 3 and 8 is 24. 24 divided by 3 is 8. We multiply that 8 by 16. So 8 times 16 minus 24 divided by 8 is 3. Multiply that 3 by 23. 8 times 16, 8 times 16, 128, minus 3 times 23 is 69, all over 24. 128 minus 69 is 59 over 24. And 59 divided 24 is 2. 2 whole number. 24 times 2 is 48. So 59 minus 48, 11. 11 over 24. So our answer there is 2 whole number, 11 over 50 over 24 rather. Then for the third one, we have one whole number, 1 over 8 plus 1 over 2. First of all, converting this mixed number to improper fraction, 8 times 1 is 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 over 8 plus 1 over 2. LCM of 8 and 2 is 8 itself. 8 divided by 8 is 1. Multiply the 1 by 9. 1 times 9 plus 8 divided by 2 is 4. Multiply the 4 by 1. 1 times 9 is 9. 4 times 1 is 4 over 8. 9 plus 4 is 13. And 13 over 8. 13 divided by 8 is 1. Remainder 5. So 1 whole number, 5 over 8. This is 1 whole number, 5 over 6 plus 2 whole number, 2 over 3 minus 3 whole number, 1 over 2. Here we are going to apply board math as bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. The subtraction comes last in board math. That means I'm going to attend to this place last. First of all, we need to perform this addition. Addition comes before subtraction. But before we do that, let's convert each of these to improper fraction. 1 times 6 is 6 plus this 11. 11 over 6 plus 2 times 3 is 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 over 3 minus 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 7 over 2. LCM of 6 and 3 is 6 itself. 6 divided by 6 1. 1 times 11. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Multiply that 2 by 8. 2 times 8. Then 6 divided by 2 again 3. Multiply the 3 by 7. 3 times 7 all over 6. 1 times 11 is 11 plus 2 times 8 is 16. Then minus 3 times 7 is 21 all over 6. 11 plus 16 is 27. Then minus 21 over 6. 27 minus 21 is 6. 6 over 6, which is 1. So our answer is 1 here. That is question D. Now question F, no, E first, not F. E, we have 3 over 4 multiply 1 whole number, 3 over 5 divided by 1 over 6. Board mass, we need to apply bracket first. So we solve the expression in brackets. And converting this to improper fraction, we have 3 over 4 multiplied by 1 times 5 is 5 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 over 5 divided by 1 over 6. When dividing one fraction by another fraction, the sign of division will change to multiplication. So we have 3 over 4 for this fraction there, times 5 over 8, no, 8 over 5 rather, multiplied by, when this sign changes to multiplication, we reverse or we multiply by the reciprocal of this fraction, which is 6 over 1. And that will give us 3 over 4 multiplied by 8 over 5 multiplied by 6 over 1. Let's see if we can reduce. 4 there is 4, 4 here is 2. Then 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 6 is 36 over 5. 36 divided by 5, that will be 7 remainder 1. 7 whole number 1 over 5. And that is our for question E. For question F, we have 1 whole number 1 over 2 multiplied by 6 whole number 2 over 5 divided by 2 over 5. First of all, let's convert this mixed number to improper fraction. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 over 2 times 6 times 5, 30. 30 plus 2 is 32 over 5 divided by 2 over 5. If we apply BODMAS here, bracket of division, division comes before multiplication. So we need to multiply this fraction first so that we have 3 over 2, this first fraction, multiplied by 32 over 5 times 5 over 2. The sign of division changes to multiplication, then we multiply by the reciprocal of this fraction. Reciprocal of 2 over 5 is 5 over 2. 5 can cancel 5. 2 here 1, 2 here 16. 2 here 1, 2 here 8. And 8 times 3 is 24. So our answer here is 24. That is that for F. Then for G, we have 1 whole number 2 over 3 multiplied by 7 all divided by 3.5. Converting this mixed number to improper fractions, 1 times 3 is 3 plus 2, 5. 5 over 2 multiplied by 7 and all over, converting this also to improper fraction. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1, 7. 7 over 2. So this will be 5 times 7 is 35. 35 over 2 and all over 7 over 2. This is like saying 35 over 2. Remember, this over means divide. So divided by 7 over 2. And when dividing one fraction by another fraction, the sign of division will change to multiplication. And when that happens, we multiply by the reciprocal of the second fraction. So this will be 35 over 2 multiplied by 2 over 7. 2 will cancel 2. 7 here 1, 7 here 5. So our answer is 5 for question G. Finally, question H, we have 2 whole number 1 over 2 divided by 1 whole number 1 over 4 divided by 3 whole number 1 over 3. Applying board mass, we need to solve the fraction in brackets. But before we do that, let's convert all the mixed number to improper fraction. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. So 5 over 2 divided by 1 times 4 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 over 4 divided by 3 times 3, 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 over 3. When dividing one fraction by another fraction, the sign of division will change to multiplication. Then we'll multiply by the reciprocal of this fraction. So we'll have 5 over 2 divided by 5 over 4 times 3 over 10. Reducing this fraction, 5 here 1, 5 here 2. So we'll have 5 over 2 divided by 1 times 3 is 3. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay. So the expression in bracket gives us 3 over 8. So that is 5 over 2 multiplied by, when dividing one fraction by another fraction, this sign changes to multiplication. Then we multiply by the reciprocal of this. Reciprocal of 3 over 8 is 8 over 3. 2 here 1, 2 here 4. 5 times 4 is 20. And 20 divided by 3 is 6. 6 times 3, 18. That means 20 minus 18, 2. So 2 over 3. The answer is this whole number, 2 over 3. And that brings us to this very revision, or this very first revision class. Thank you.